Welcome to VMblog's 2022 Mega Series. And today we have the pleasure of having Nico Zieck, who is the Director of Technology and Solutions at Liquid. How are you doing today?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for having me here.
Welcome. Could you maybe provide a little bit of background information about the company and what your company looks like going into 2022 and beyond?
Yeah, so Liquid is a Dutch-based software vendor focusing on end-to-end application management, which means we try to solve every kind of application issue there is. Started off in 2015. They had a vision that things should be easier and more intuitive for end users to access their applications, but also get on the back end more flexibility. And Liquid is growing rapidly across the globe, and now we're getting, well, basically a multinational player right now.
And where does your solution live in the end user computing ecosystem? And what does that look like?
Well, where does it live? Well, basically, we're in the center of the end user ecosystem. So we are the glue tying it all together. So we bring in an app store experience for end users, but we bring in the automation for the backend administrators, and we bring in the glue between the solutions that are all over it, like virtual desktop infrastructures, physical machines, and we are that single entry point with a multitude of backend management solutions. So we're actually right in the middle for everything.
And what would you say are your top 3 benefits to businesses that choose to implement your solution?
Well, the first thing, of course, is where end users can find their stuff. What users is holding back the most in using IT resources in general is how do I get my application? How do I get them to working? So if we eliminate the disruption of application delivery, if a user clicks on an application, you simply want something to run. I think Apple has changed the world drastically with delivering applications. You select it from an app store, you will get the application, click on it, it simply runs. And I think that's one of the use cases where what we really eliminate, we bring in that experience to enterprise IT. On the other hand, the migration from an existing solution to a future solution is painful for IT administrators, but also for the end users. Liquid will always be in the middle of that spot, making those transitions painless for end users, more flexible for IT administrators, because we are in an ever-going transition into something new. We are now right here on somewhere in the middle of on-premise and in the cloud, and in the future it might be going from one cloud to another cloud. And you still need a solution which can make the transition easy. And the third, I think, really important is getting and keeping things up to date. I think it's one thing to get applications up and running in a virtual or physical environment, but how about getting them and keeping them up to date? So we deliver a setup store containing thousands of applications to maintain and keep those applications up to date automatically.
And for the folks who are watching this video, can you dive in a little deeper into some of the specific problems that are being solved by Liquid solutions?
You know, I can go on and on for this. I really like the question. Well, the first thing is for the end user. So we can focus on 2 departments. First is the IT administrator part, and the second part, of course, is the end user part. So let's focus first on the end users, which are always holding us back. Where to find my stuff? How do I access things? So what we solve is the accessibility and the usability of applications. So an end user can go to a portal or a starting menu, just have to click on something. As an end user, I don't have to think about anything anymore. Am I at home? Should I use a Citrix environment? Am I running on my corporate owned device? Should I install something? Should I update something? What do I need to configure? How do I access my stuff? So we take away all those problems and we do it over a variety of services. So we do that on Mac and Windows machines and virtual and physical devices. So the end user can just play around with all kinds of devices and all kinds of locations. Don't worry about it anymore. That brings us to the backend. The problem is the hybrid problem for IT administrators. It's pretty cool for me to say, well, let's use a physical desktop and go into the cloud. The end users can simply use it by clicking on it. What if there is a solution which can bring a unified experience for deploying an image to an AVD environment, a Citrix environment, and a physical laptop? That would take away the hybrid management problem. So we manage and maintain multiple instances of platforms, let's put it that way. We can do it with a unified idea. So we are in the middle. On the back end, we take away the hybrid problem, and on the front end is the accessibility for the end users. And I think now we are able to create that ultimate unified workspace, that hybrid workspace for end users, which it will be hybrid forever in one way.
And what would you say differentiates you from your competitors?
I think what a lot of parties are doing is looking a lot at themselves. So a lot of companies are looking what they're doing great, putting themselves in front of everything. Like, if you want to go this way, you need to have this piece of my solution, that piece of my solution, and a little bit more of my solution. And if you want to interact and integrate with other solutions, well, good luck with that. You got to build something yourself. So it's in the core of Liquid that we see ourselves as a part of the digital workspace ecosystem. We see ourselves as a valuable part of the ecosystem, but we also know that there are many other solutions we want to work together with. So if you think it's a good idea to work with a virtual desktop technology, an alternative deployment solution, and a cloud technology, who are we to say that's not possible or that's not allowed? You got to use these things from us. So what makes Liquid different is the extreme flexibility. You have something now, in the future you're going to do something, whatever it's going to be, and we are the solution which will enable you to deliver something. So it's really future proof. It's really flexible. It's an open system where you can play around, build and design. And I think that makes the biggest difference compared to other solutions.
And if you could maybe explain a little bit about your Liquid Smart Icon technology for us.
Oh, I love to. And the smart icon technology, I think this is the holy grail for the end users on the front end. So we call these icons smart icons. Typically, if I am somewhere across the globe with my device, I will click on Excel. I'll take Excel for an example. It will just start up, but if I need my data, can't exit it. So what our smart icons will do will help the end users by making decisions. So it can be a physical application, it can be a virtual application, it can be a virtual desktop session, it can be the online variant or the Mac variant. The only thing I have to worry about as an end user is click on it, find the icon. So the smart icons will help you make the decisions. And if you dive deeper into that, if you can make scenarios behind an icon, not only deploying and configuring an application, but also do the settings like drive mappings, ODBC settings, configure printers, right here, right now, in this exact moment, then you can make cool decisions. I am currently working on a Citrix virtual desktop experience, but I want to move all my users to physical Microsoft 365 managed devices. I can create a new line behind the smart icon. So these users are already migrated. Next time they will click on the icon, it will launch up the local application. But as soon as that user moves out of the office, they still need that virtual experience. They click on the exact same icon and they will go into the virtual desktop. So it gives you the option to not impact end users, but lower the IT spend that you have because you can make on-target decisions. I can go on with this forever. For instance, if you now are full scale on a specific VDI platform, which is pretty expensive, then you can say, well, my task workers run on my local device laptop because you already have it. If it's possible, if it's allowed, if it's secure enough, then if they need a virtual experience, a virtual desktop, let's go into RDS or AVD on cheaper machines. For the power users, they use the same icon. They can go into Citrix, more of VDI or VMware, more expensive environment, but with more power, more flexibility. You can create a best of breed. And I think that is the true power of the Liquid Smart Icon technology.
Well, great. We've heard a lot about your product. Maybe we can take a look at a demo of it.
Sure, I would love to.
So what are we going to see in the demo?
I'm going to show you a couple of these smart icons, what we are capable of doing. I want also to show you guys the power for a setup store. How easy is it to update an application? And show you some of the integration examples that we have with alternative solutions that you can create your own front end. So now everybody is now looking at demo.liquid.com. This is our interface. But again, the flexibility about Liquid is not only about our interface. So what we have come up with is that the front end is a choice that the organization can make. So look at this. This is the workspace that I also have. So this is actually our production Microsoft Teams that we use in our office. And you see my Liquid Workspace apps. So what this does, I can use Microsoft Teams or Teams Online for that matter. Wherever I am, log into Liquid Workspace or log into Microsoft Teams. It will automatically check my device. What do I need to install? What do I need to configure, update, remove, maintain? And how do my smart icons operate? For me as an end user, this is my workspace. I can go to Microsoft Online. I can go to the MacBook. I can do this on my phone. The interface, the idea is completely the same. This forces me also to communicate and collaborate with my end users. If you don't like this, the whole idea is that we can basically do this any portal, any interface, any start menu, deliver all the applications in an aggregated view. So these are all smart icons. And for demo purposes, these are quite a few. I can click on an app and it will do something. It will probably launch or install a specific application. This one is actually right here, right now, installing on my device live. Looking to our interface. This is also completely customizable. I can do this forever, but I will, if you want to learn more about that, please contact us. But let's dive into what a smart icon is. I just clicked simply the first application 7-zip. It does a workflow. So what this one actually did was, I gave the order, let's download the installation files to my local system. Download the custom files to my local system. Actual transform file. Install the MSI. Silent parameters, apply the transform file. And really important, clean your own mess after the installation. Then start it up. So for an end user, the one thing I'm pretty sure of, I don't need to worry about it, regardless if it's already installed, yes or no, if it's not installed, but also about the versions. If I would update a version in Liquid Workspace, and this is our integrated DTAP staging, this is a completely new version for the end user, so it would redo the whole installation. And with this, means that an outdated version with Liquid is no longer possible. You click on an app, it's always the latest and greatest that my corporate IT has subscribed to me. Well, this is just one of the examples, and we're a bit limited on the time, so I will show you the Excel smart icon example. It will simply now start up my physical Excel, as you can see. But if I would go to this environment, this is also part of the smart icon. This is how we can make migrations and new technologies really easy. What it actually did was follow a workflow. Start Excel 2016 if it's available on your device. It actually is. Okay, so it launched it for me. And it might be that you're on a 32-bit machine. It's an alternative starting command. Then if you're on an Apple device, only if you're an iOS device, so it's conditional aware. If you're an iOS device, start the physical Excel app. So I can hop from my laptop to my MacBook in the evening and click on the app and do the right thing. But now the organization is in a migration scenario. That's a problem for most organizations. I want to take out an app of my virtual VDI platform, put it somewhere else. I don't know where to click. Liquid will figure out, okay, does the user already have the new version? Am I allowed to start this version? In this case, launch Excel 2013. Here you see with a globe. This means that we don't need the agent for this. If I'm remote, we'll launch an Azure Virtual Desktop session on a secure device. Only if the device is secure enough according to our rules that we can configure. Then we go into a virtual experience. And last but not least, we would go to Excel Online. The end result, I've got 6 different scenarios configured. For an end user, I don't have to think about it. And if I need, in some case, I need something like printer, I can connect a printer or a drive mapping and specify the configurations. I only want to try this drive mapping if I am meeting my requirements. So I need to be on the customer side location A. And I need to be having, this is just an idea, put it on an HP corporate owned device. If both match, then I will just get this drive mapping. Otherwise, we'll simply skip it. So let's see if I change this. I will change this one, this one, this one, this one. See what it does. Put it up to production, confirm. And this is how fast Liquid will adapt. So it's now processing the changes. We which usually is a little bit faster, but for now it's just fine. Go to my workspace. This is an instant complete refresh of my workspace. I'll click on it. It will now go to Excel Online immediately. This is how fast context-aware changes can be done on your workspace. This is the power of a smart icon. Now we can dive into one thing deeper. We're connected to multiple environments. So you can connect your existing infrastructure, read it out, make those smart icons automatically, and start working on the future wishes of technology. So you can use your system center, Citrix Storefront, VMware, Okta, other services, connect to them, read it out, and then start working on your modern workspace. We've got our setup store because packaging is one of the things that will take the most time of your IT operations. So I will Google a search for Google Chrome, which is updated October 11th by Google. It's already in our store. Liquid is monitoring these packages 24/7. So whenever there's a new version, it will come automatically into our store. We scan it for technology details. I will show that. But I don't want to publish this first and primarily into production. Let's test it first, please. Let's update the existing one. So we do security checks. We check it for known CV numbers around this package for security information. I can click on it and see what's going on. We check it for viruses, malware, and if the hash code is correct. Next, and this is the powerful part, you can create a template for this application. How do I want to have this application to operate within my enterprise without having to doing all the packaging work? This is my homepage, liquid.com. If you're really interested, you can go to this. Template is done. This is a do once job. So after this, for the future update of this package, you don't have to do this anymore. We can reuse the same application. So for who is this application? Well, it's for Nico. Nico is a production user. Then for the Citrix servers, we've got two. Citrix servers is a production environment. Let's install this package on device startup automatically. Then we've got the Citrix test servers, of course. Wait a minute. These are test servers, so I can put this on test. I want to install this, of course, also on device startup. It's just an idea, just want to install it. Next, finish. Now my whole package is done. What Liquid now is doing is compiling an MSI, compiling the transform file. We're going to create all the Liquid launch tasks within Liquid Workspace, set the entitlements, create a snapshot in my test environment, and on the back end, seamlessly already updated my test image for my Citrix test environment. When the users will approve this app, it will stage into production, will automatically update the image deployment for my HP laptops, my Azure Virtual Desktop environment, my Citrix environment all in once. So we automated this part of the recurring IT tasks, and now you can focus on the business processes. It will take a little while to process, and we'll show you the results because there was something specific about this, but that is for a more deeper demo for the people really interested. With that said, I think Liquid will bring a unified front end with a unified backend with a great tool set in the middle to manage any kind of applications, regardless of the technology and the background. I want to show one more thing before I forget it, because it's not only Windows-based. Here we do the installation for Google Chrome, Windows x68, Windows x64, but yes, also physically on my Apple devices. So we will install, the application doesn't exist. We're going to install it on a macOS x64 or the ARM versions. And we have a full bunch of tasks like mount a printer, configure something, uninstall, configure apps, do a full deployment of your Mac devices. So it's multi-platform, but still one managed package. For me, this is currently as far and as deep as I want to go. But if people are really interested, let's hit us up for a demo.
Well, Nico, that was a great demo. Appreciate you showing us that and going into a little bit more detail about the Liquid Smart Icon technology. Before we let you go, is there what's the best place to go to send folks if they want to learn more about the things you talked about today? I know you mentioned that you had they could get a demo as well.
Yeah, so we try to be as cooperative as possible, of course, as the power of Liquid. So you can go to our website. First of all, you can request a demo. You can go on the website to request a demo. One of our colleagues will contact you. You can request also your own environment. You can play with it for 60 days, free of charge. Go ahead, have some fun. If you want to learn more about Liquid, of course, there are great videos just like VMblog, but also other videos. But there is also free training. If you're really interested, we bring you free of charge training. You can subscribe to that. It will take you roughly a day. You will learn all the ins and outs of Liquid Workspace. I think that is a good enablement of learning the true power of Liquid. So there are many things to do, but I would suggest let's go to liquid.com and request first a good, deeper demo.
Well, great. Well, thanks again for taking part in VMblog's Mega Series this year, and we hope to chat with you again.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Thanks with making the video, and good luck with editing it.
All right. Thank you.